So we are starting off with shelter. Why do we need a house? This is what is going to be. So we need our house as shelter. It protects us from heat, cold, and okay. So the general definition you will talk about house. Why do we need it? Then we are going to talk about parts of a house. Generally, normally, what are all the basic things a house needs? Okay. So these are all the basic things. Even if it is a single bedroom house or a mud house, any house needs a chimney, a window, a wall. Maybe rooms numbers might differ, but ventilator is necessary, floor, and the steps to get it. So these are the major basic parts of a house. Then rooms in a house. This will differ. This will differ based on the size of the house. Yes, this won't be the same for all. But a normal house will have a bedroom, will have a dining, living, kitchen. These are the four common things. Bathroom, I forgot about it. Common we have. Study and garage and other things are optional. But when we teach, we'll tell about everything. Normally, what all a house has. Now, for example, yes. Gayatri ma'am. Want to tell something?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Cough, ma'am.
It's okay. So when we talk about the types, you have to tell them that why it is called a study. Why it is called as a study room? Because that's the room where we use only for reading purposes. Yes. And you can even ask the children that bedroom, of course, each room, the name itself is explanatory. Self-explanatory. When we talk about a bedroom or a bathroom or a kitchen, it is understood. But you can ask the child, why do we need a living room? Why do we need this living room?
Welcome our guest.
Yeah, is it necessary?
The place we have to.
It is the place only where all can gather together and meet.
Yes, it is the place where we can gather. So we need not take our guests inside. See, we have different types of guests. Few are very close relatives wherein we don't stop them with the living room. But friends or unknown persons, we'll just invite them to the living room, talk, and then we'll send them away. Okay, then we can have our own privacy. The others in our house won't be disturbed. So you can talk all this. So that's the reason we prefer to have a living room, even though if it is a small house, we segregate one portion of our house to receive guests. Okay, it need not be a sofa, it can be a chair or two, wherein we receive them, we just entertain them, talk, and then we send them. So the main reason of a living room is that. Dining room for eating purpose. This is also based on the size of our house. Yes. If our house is bigger, we prefer to, but nowadays even a small flat, drawing and dining, they just give a space for dining area, though it is open. You have a space for dining too. Then kitchen, of course. Here also you can ask, do we need a separate room for kitchen? So what answer you expect from the children? Why do we need a separate kitchen?
To prepare a delicious food.
Okay. Why can't it be cooked in the dining or living?
Because of the
No, if
fact
it
that the
is,
fan cannot be on. Proper ventilation should be there.
If we are cook,
if it
if we are
is in a
cooking, means
separate
the
room,
smell is
it
coming.
won't be any disturbance for others. There will not be any disturbance if there is in a
Safety
separate
also.
room.
That's
Because
the main.
kitchen has
Somebody,
too many.
Aruna Devi ma'am spoke about
Yes, ma'am.
safety,
Safety
safety
only.
reasons. See, when we keep everything, one is safety reason. One is somebody said we need not switch, ma'am. Even we have fresh air fan nowadays. So, and there are people who have fan in the kitchen when the gas is not on, they use that. So that criteria won't be applicable here. One is safety reason. One is we prefer to cook separately wherein others won't come and disturb us, and everything, if it is in its own place, easy to access. For kitchen, what all grocery and other things what we need, if it is kept in that particular room, it is easy to access and cook. So that's why we allocate a separate room called kitchen. Okay, so you can talk in detail about this. Garage and other things only when we have an independent house, where we have a car, where we have provision for all that, we have. But for knowledge sake, we can teach the children. So you can, whenever you go out, when you travel, when you observe an independent house, just see whether you have all this. See, even now, when we teach the lesson, some children might say, yes, I have 2 bedroom, I have 3 bedroom, all sorts of things they might tell you. I have a study room. Some might say, I have a puja room. That's all based on our convenience and interest. Okay, these are all the basics what each house will have. You can say like that so that others won't feel bad. Okay, generally you can say it's based on this. Then comes the types of houses. Okay, now the types of houses are pakka house, kacha house. Pakka house means the permanent house. Kacha house, the temporary house. You can call it that way. Or the houses which are not strong. You can talk about tent, you can talk about caravan, houseboat, igloo. These are the basic types. You can even add bungalow or independent houses. Now, houses in different climates and places. Kacha house, commonly it is found in villages. Yes, mud house, we mostly see in villages. Yes, you agree?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. So, you can explain how it is built, or where do you find it, why it is built. Initially, people were, when they learned to live in one place, actually when the shelter system, we were all nomads beginning. Okay, we were moving around in search of food and water, shelter. Then we learned to cultivate crops. We started settling near the rivers. So they decided to stay there. They wanted themselves to protect. So they started building this kacha houses. So initially it was only a thatched roof with holes and other things. Later on, they started building like this. So mostly this is found in villages. Then houses in different climates and places. So though even in villages, few people who can afford, they started building a house, independent house, which you call it as pakka house. But mostly it is found in developed areas rather than villages. Then houses in different climates and places, we are talking about flat roofed house. See, this is the roof, this is flat. The top coverage, which we are talking about, is flat. This everywhere it is found. But slope roof, meaning this one, wherein it is falling down, this is mostly found in the regions where we have high rainfall or snowfall. So what is the advantage of having a sloped roof, you can ask? Why do we have a sloped roof where we have high rainfall or snowfall? Why they don't have flat roof? This you can ask. So what answer you expect from the child?
The snow or
So the
rainfall
rainwater
can slide
sloped
down
roof helps
If the water is
to get the
coming
water
means
off.
it is
can
going
slide
on the slope.
Rainwater can't store on the floor. It can run down,
If
flow
the
down.
rain is coming means in the roof it will goes down.
Yes. See, the slope enables the rainfall or the rainwater or the snow to fall
Not to
down
get off.
immediately without staying there. Whereas if it is in the flat roof, the water will be stagnant. It will stay in one place. So they have a bore in one corner, they have hole, whatever it is, but it will be stagnant because of heavy rains and snowfall also. It takes time to melt, it won't. So that weakens your roof. So normally they don't have flat roofs for the places where they have high rainfall or snowfall. So they are having only sloped roof. So that's the main distinction for sloped roof. Now houses on stilt. Stilt means a pillar, then the house is raised. So this type of house is generally found in Mizoram, where there is excess, that is the place wherein they receive heavy rainfall, excessive rainfall. So this helps them from floods and other things. That's the reason they are called as high raised building. They are houses on stilt. But now here also we have stilt houses, but for different reason. Yes, we too have a ground floor for car park and other things. Yes, the house starts from first floor only in cities, but this is for various other reasons, for car parking, lift and other reasons. This and that has no connectivity. That is built only
But
for,
can we call that also a stilt house, ma'am?
it can be called,
What we
but
are having now.
yeah, that's what still plus for, that's how we call it, but this and that are not for same purpose. Yes, that
Yes, ma'am.
stilt houses, that was what earlier, and still they are like that only. They are generally found in Assam or Mizoram this way. Ours is, we have a concrete, no ma'am, there they don't have a concrete there. See, they climb these steps and go up. Ground is not like this. So that's the reason mainly they have stilt houses. And the boat house, generally we find it in Kashmir and Kerala. They are looking different. Each houseboat is different. As I said, based on the owner's affordability, the luxury inside differs. But normally this type of house built on a boat is called as houseboat. So you can even tell that all the houseboats need not be the same. It might differ. It might differ, like we have a small house, big house. The houseboat size also might differ. We use these houseboats to travel on water. So that you can tell them. Then comes the multi-storied houses where we are living. These are all called as apartments. Anything more than 2-story, they have, they are called as multi-storied building. These are all the skyscrapers. They are very tall and they have multiple offices, shops, everything inside. Then this caravan, this is known as house on wheels, though it's not more popular in India, but for knowledge sake, they can know. It's there, but it's very expensive. Everything they have in the van itself. And they usually use this to move from one place to the other. So that's why this is called as caravan.
Ma'am, nowadays,
Namaste, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In
You can
Finny
continue.
field they use no ma'am, caravan.
Yes, they use. That's what I said. It's not too
Nowadays,
popular.
more food.
Each and everyone don't have this, ma'am. Very few for their own personal use. They have this. Yes,
Nowadays, more food.
ma'am. It's not clear, ma'am. Can you just repeat again?
Nowadays, more type of food are blooming. It is also
Nowadays, more type of only. I could. You are talking about the caravan
Ma'am,
again.
Food, ma'am. She's talking about food. They
Yeah,
are
ma'am,
delivering.
that is different. That is mobile thing wherein they only use it for cooking and serving. Here, this caravan, it's like a house wherein you have toilet facility, you have kitchen, you have bedroom to sleep. This is different. So don't get confused with that and this. That is different. That wherein they move around, they cook, they move. That doesn't come under caravan category. This is typically like a house wherein you can sleep, you can have all comforts, we even have a toilet, and then you can move. So that's why I said it's not that popular here, but people use to move from one place to the other. Then this, of course, we are all familiar.
Namaste, Srimati Ramakrishnan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and even in Western countries, they rent it out.
Yes,
and people like we go to resort and stay. They stay here for 2-3 days and
Yes.
enjoy the comforts and understand what exactly it is. It's parked in. We see many such vans parked in some big parks and then some big places in Western countries.
Yes.
Even now it is there.
Yeah,
People, they
even
go.
here it has
Yeah.
come, ma'am.
Yeah,
It
even
has
now.
come, but it's not that
so
it's
that
very
popular.
luxurious, ma'am.
Very
Affordability
costly.
is not that.
Yeah.
Yes. You can even hire a caravan and go.
Higher.
It is a little expensive.
Yes.
That's what I meant. Then comes the housing category. This is now we call it as a gated community wherein we all have multiple apartments or flats, everyone living together. We have all sorts of facilities. Now people who are living in cities, they are more familiar with this. You have a gym, you have a swimming pool, you have everything. Even a few gated communities, they have all sorts of facilities. Even in near OMR side, they even say they have schools, hospitals, and other things. So that also, based on the affordability of an individual, we choose to opt that. Then another thing is igloo. Igloo is also a type of house. We call it as a snow house or a snow hut. It's a type of shelter, only we can build it where we have snow, Antarctic regions and other places. And people who are living in that are called as Eskimos or Inuits. In Greenland, they are there. So this is another type of house. Then tent, of course, you all would have heard about it and familiar. Wherever we go for trekking or wherever we like to just go explore new places, picnic. Yes, picnic also we try to have it. So it's a shelter. Yes, ma'am. Military tent. Yes, you can call it as military tent. Even if we go on a picnic nowadays, youngsters go for trekking and other things. They tend to explore new things. They do use tent for staying. So it's a sheet of fabric or other material draped over an attached frame. See this for you to have more view. Easier understanding. Another picture I have attached. Poles are attached to a supporting rope. That is called as tent. Now, this is a bungalow. Normally, it has a compound wall. They have a garden. They have a big lawn. Yes. So this is called as a bungalow, a very big house. This is the last type. Now we now we spoke about the different types of houses. Now we'll be talking about the materials used to build a house. So kacha house, what do they need? Kacha means it is not permanent. It's a temporary house. It won't be strong. So we use mud, straw, and wood. So these are the materials used to build a kacha house.
And sweet
Yes, ma'am.
grasses are also used for grasses.
Yes. Coconut leaves. You can add. Yes. You can add that also. Palm leaves are also used as a roof shelter. You can add
Bamboo
that, but
sticks.
basic materials are these. Yes, Aruna ma'am.
Bamboo stick, I told. Bamboo sticks.
Yeah,
That also.
bamboo poles. Yes.
Yes,
That's
that
what
also.
I've mentioned there, ma'am. Wood generally meant these poles are bamboo poles only. Okay. Then materials used to build a pakka house. So when we talk about these materials, we'll talk bricks. From where do we get these materials? That is very important. Okay. So you can ask them, how do you think we get a brick? From where it is? Brick and tile.
From
You can tell them they are made from clay. It is sent to
From
clean,
mud.
to bake, to be baked. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then sand. Sand, where do we get? You can say it is either brought from the sea, river, or canals. Yes, anywhere it is
Yes, ma'am.
brought from there. Cement and steel from factory. We need not go very detailed for everything. You can just say it is brought from factory. We need not tell them how cement is manufactured or how steel is done. Not necessary for them. Brick, they should know. Cement and steel, you can say it is from factory. Timber from tree. They don't understand timber. You can say wood, which we use for doors and windows. So all these materials are used to build a house. Now we taught about them, the types and the materials. Now we have to teach them who builds the house. Who is building this? See, the content might differ, but even if you don't have it in the content, I think it is necessary for children, for knowledge sake, to know the persons behind building a house. So we start off with the architect. So what does he do? He draws a plan of the house. The main structure is designed by an architect. Yes. Then who is building it? The mason. The mason is building it. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And you can ask the wooden door and the window. Can you tell me who contributes this? Who is behind these doors and windows? Surely he might or he might not.
Yes, ma'am.
He might say or he might not say. It depends on the child and its exposure. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And also the type of house where he stays, that also matters. So you can very well say doors and windows are made by carpenters. Okay. Then you can talk about the grill of the window or the latches. Can you identify what this is made of or who is behind this? So they can give you, they can tell you ironsmith, or they might be quiet. Then you can talk about the taps, the wash basins, and the toilets. Who is behind this?
Plumber.
This they will be familiar. Plumber, because on and off we have problems in our house. So parents talking, call the plumber. This has to be set right. That has to be set right. So this plumber and electrician is, I feel. What do you all feel, teachers? I think these two terms are common. plumber and electrician. Electrician fits our fan, light, plugs, switches, all this is the job of an electrician. So anything related to electrical thing, an electrician does. Related to water taps and other things, plumber does. Regarding to wood, carpenter, you can summarize. Anything related to brick and cement, it's mason. So that way we can talk about the people who are behind building the house. Then how to keep a house clean, the cleanliness part. So what will be the main thing to keep a house clean?
To keep the things in a proper places.
Yeah, we can keep things in its place. So you can tell children to help parents to be systematic, regular after going home, to keep their things in order, wherein the cleanliness can be maintained. That is one point. Another point, I mean, I need 4 to 5
If they
points.
put,
A
At
wire
least
meant to
if
be
they put,
constructed
keep a
for
house
doors and
clean.
windows to avoid entry of mosquitoes.
Yes, Ramya ma'am.
A
Sorry.
wire mesh can be constructed for avoiding mosquitoes and flies to enter.
So you mean to say if the mosquitoes are inside, the house is not clean?
It will spread, mosquitoes and flies will spread diseases.
Ma'am,
must, we have to clean our house.
mopping,
Yes, ma'am.
sweeping.
It should be
And
properly
hygiene.
ventilated, ma'am.
Broom,
Ma'am, these things
Room.
come under for healthy living, if I'm right. See, how to keep a house well ventilated or free means we have to keep the doors open. When we keep the doors open, the flies and other things will enter. So we have a mosquito net to prevent that. Okay, so to clean, first we need a good toilet system, no, ma'am, to avoid
Yes, ma'am.
stink and smell inside the house. So we need to have good toilet system, wherein there they have ventilator, proper doors, proper water facility, all that. And we have to mop the floor, clean the house.
clean the broom,
Yes.
broom,
Garbage must be cleaned now
broom the
and then.
house clean.
Yes, you have to clear the garbage daily.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All this, you can ask the child to talk. He can talk about all this. Or you can even say, ask him, okay, now we have learned about all this. Now tell me few ways to keep the house clean. What do you do daily? What's your daily routine, or how your parents keep the house clean? So it can be a general knowledge sharing. So even those who don't do might feel like going and helping his mom or dad. Yes. What's your role in keeping the house clean? So few might not, they would not have started. But this question might initiate 1 or 2, not more than that, to help. Some might say, yes, I clean, I sweep, I mop. We can't believe, but they say, I sweep, I mop, I help my mom. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But one child said, I used to go and throw the garbage, which might be true, because we normally tend to give it to others so that we don't go down and all that. Those who are living in flat, we tend to give the bag. So he said, I only dispose the garbage. So all these small things you can ask, you can ask the child to tell the answer, and then tell the importance of keeping the house clean. Now, Ramya ma'am, your point comes here. So when
Yes, ma'am.
you keep your house clean, what are all the advantages of keeping a house clean?
For
We are
healthy.
healthy. We are healthy.
Huh?
For
We are
our
healthy,
health,
ma'am.
To
ma'am.
avoid diseases,
Yes,
Stay
to get
healthy.
a fresh air,
Stay healthy.
we can always be healthy. Huh?
to get a fresh air,
We get healthy, ma'am.
To get fresh air, we have to open our windows and doors. Proper sunlight
yes,
will
ma'am.
enable the house to be clean.
Free
To
from germs.
avoid mosquitoes, if you are keeping
Free
a
from
house,
germs.
The house
Fly.
should be well ventilated. Yeah, so we need to cover it with a mesh. Yes, even
Yes,
you can have the front door covered with a mesh. I mean,
It helps
next
to
door
get a
can
fresh
be
mood.
added.
It helps to
Yes.
get a fresh mood.
Yes.
If you are keeping a house neat and clean, physically our mind will get relaxed.
Yes, positive vibes will be there more.
yes,
When
can
you're in
save
a neat surrounding, you feel happy. You're comfortable. You
Happy
tend to
and
think
healthy.
everything. Yes.
We can save time. Every time we are cleaning and cleaning the same time, if we are keeping the house clean, we can save the time and we can spend it in another time, another ways.
I think you're trying to tell this. Systematically keeping the things in order saves time. Am I right, Nancy, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Instead of keeping the house dirty for 1 month and then one fine day sitting and cleaning it is strenuous, time consuming. Rather, be regular and systematic and see to it that it is set right daily. That's what you're trying to say.
Exercise for our body.
Yes.
Exercise to our body.
Okay.
Throwing the garbages regularly, avoid the breeding of flies, cockroaches.
That's what, these are all the methods to keep the house clean. Yes. Now, what a proper house needs, that's what I first showed you the slide, that any house needs proper ventilation. Yes, doors and windows, these are mandatory. They need all this. And if your house is ventilated properly and sunlight comes in during day, obviously there won't be germs or insects coming inside. And you're going to mop and clean regularly. So all this. Now, after this, you can start comparing the life of village and city. You can ask the children, people in villages, how do they live? Now, for example, we saw the mud house. You can ask them, do they have taps in their house? Do they have taps in their house?
No, ma'am.
No. Then from where we didn't even see a well there in the slide what we saw. So from where do they get water? Water is basic necessity for all the human beings. So from where do they get water?
From ponds and rivers.
Pond, borewell.
From well and from river.
Ponds are nearby rivers.
Ponds and rivers.
Nearby rivers. Even nowadays,
Nowadays they use
they have a common tap. Yes.
Common taps.
But they have to go. They have to go and get water. Yes. So,
Yes, ma'am.
but wherein in city, we all have taps in our house. We even have taps in bathroom, kitchen. We have wash basin. We have taps everywhere. But village, water scarcity is there. You cannot call it a scarcity, but they don't have the luxury of having water. I'm talking about the mud house. I'm not talking about the permanent house. Now it is developed.
Get a proper facility to get a water.
Yes, they don't have proper facility.
Yes, ma'am.
So city life is little what we
Comfortable.
call comfortable, but in city there are slums. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the meaning for slum? Slum region, we say slum people or slum region. This area, they have, why that term has come, or why do we call that? I mean, wherein the living conditions are not good. Yes,
They are very
don't
poor.
have proper.
Yes, basic
Their
needs.
living condition
They
is not at all good.
Basic needs also not
They-
available in that place.
Not
Yes.
neat.
They don't.
And people are more in number.
Very congested area.
Yes, very congested. People are more in number. And why this situation happens? Why they are in a cramped space? Why do they live in slum?
Because economically they are very poor.
Economically, they are very poor.
Not have a permanent place also.
Yes.
Economically poor, that's why they are
They
in
can't
slum.
able to move for
It
another
happens that
Population.
many
Based
people
on the
from the
job's nature.
villages
I
migrate
heard
to the cities.
Their natives.
migration. That's the main
Migration, sir,
reason.
based on
See,
the
Yes,
they
ma'am.
are migrating from their village
Place
to the
they just
city.
occupy this.
So what is migration, you can ask? What a people or a group of people moving from one place to another in search of job, okay, or
Better living condition.
for better living condition, even you can even call family situation, or for earning money,
Earning money.
for
For
earning
getting
money
job.
to support their family, or this war crisis, they are forced to migrate. So the reason for moving from one place to another is different. There are, so once they come, they need to find a place to live in. All this only develops. So lack of proper facility ends them up to stay in a slum. They don't have a proper job, or doesn't mean that all are like this. Mostly in metro cities. Main example you can call Mumbai, slum region, more there. Yes. Then you can tell the difference between the slum region and the high-rise buildings, or the people who are in the comfort zone. You can just compare and make the child understand more about the slum area. See, the slum people, they are living in a cramped house. Okay, they have only one lit room, wherein that is for them the kitchen, living, dining, bedroom, everything, that one particular room only. But people who are in high-raised building, they have many rooms. People in slum, they have only common toilets. Here they have separate toilets, and that too, it is inside the house. Then they have the water. Water comes only from a public tap. So they have to wait in queue. They have to stand in line and fill it up when they get it. So again, there is a mad rush, fight, all sorts of things for filling water from a public tap. Here we have taps fixed in the kitchen and the bathroom. And the time, that's what I said, the time is fixed. For us, it's not fixed. We have water all the time. So you can just talk, compare about the slum region and also the high-rise building. But city life too has few drawbacks. Yes. Somebody was trying to tell me.
Pollution, ma'am.
Yeah, you can say pollution, but it's crowded.
Yeah.
It is crowded. People who are in village won't prefer city life because it's crowded. The railway station, the bus, wherever you go, it's fully crowded.
Very
People
crowded.
are all over.
We didn't get
Traffic.
a fresh vegetables,
Yes, you won't get things fresh.
fresh things.
It's more or less.
Pollution.
You can talk about
Water
pollution.
scarcity.
Yes, but that becomes a different chapter. Yes, you can talk about water scarcity, conservation of water. Here it's very important.
Yes.
Since we are more in number, we have to talk about conservation of water. That also the child will come out. You can say, can you just tell the things wherein you can save water? Easily he will come out with 1 or 2 points at least. So what's the first point you expect from a child to save water to his level?
Fix the tap.
Wasted water.
Fix the repair tap.
Yeah, close the tap when it is not in use. When we are not using it, we have to close the tap. This surely they will say, because we repeatedly tell in school, after washing your hands, please close the tap. Even when you see it is open and you have not opened it, close it. See, these things repeatedly, if you tell them, those points will come out. Okay, when it is not, and fixing the tap is, you are right. There should not be a tap which is leaking. Yeah, you can use a bucket. Yes.
Instead of using shower.
Yes.
And then after using the washed wastages water, if you're washing the vegetables, that we have to pour
You
in
can
the soil,
recycle water.
recycling
Yes.
the water.
Yes.
And then
Conservation of water.
Rainwater
after overflowing
harvesting.
the
In rainwater
water,
harvesting, we
yes,
can
we
take.
have to collect the overflow tank, overflow water.
Yes.
Use
Rainwater
another pipe.
harvesting you can talk
Yes.
about.
Like
Yes.
this, we have to save the water in the city areas. And we
Yes.
have to plant more trees. Then it helps to maintain the ground level water.
Okay.
Like this, we have to save
So
the
repeatedly
water.
talk about the importance of water and its conservation.
Conservation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Anything else you would like to talk when we talk about the house?
Yes, ma'am. Conservation of water.
Okay.
When you're taking the shower bath, instead of that, you can use the bucket of water. And
Okay.
while brushing your teeth, instead of using the tap, you can use a mug of water.
Okay.
Because if you open the tap, they don't know how much amount of water is going on. So if you are advise them to use a bucket of water or a mug of water, they can save the water. They can understand.
Okay.
We can.
And also
can-
for cleaning the car and for while watering the plants, instead of using hose, we can use bucket
Cloth and
and a mug
bucket.
too. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Correct.
Okay.
Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
We can say all these things by using the storytelling or otherwise in that moral values time. It will be helpful them.
Sure. Yeah, that's what we have to find innovative ways. Though these are the same topics. See, we talk about water conservation when we talk about water too. When we talk about plant too. When we talk about all the lessons, this conservation is a mandatory topic. We repeatedly talk about this. Yes, but we have to tell each time. We can't be telling the same way, like close the tap, or as you said, you can make it more interesting in a story way method also.
Yes, what they are doing when we are telling these things, no, when they do the work on it happens when we are crossing that time only they are following all these things. Or otherwise, each and every time we have to insist them. It has to go, if the words goes into their mind, and then not only in the mind, it goes into their heart, then only they follow the rules, isn't it?
Yeah, repeatedly only when we say and they see that and experience shortage of water. Those who are in city, surely once or twice they would have experienced the shortage of water in their flats. Like you can even say the tanker lorries started moving in Chennai. So you can tell them that, see, because of that they don't have water, the water tanker is there to give them water. They have to buy water here in city. Chennai, we have to buy water. Lorry tankers come and then fill the tanks. So that's how it is. So it's necessary for us to save water. You can talk that also. Then now I think it is our activity time. So what sort of activities you would like to give for the house topic?
Make a chart preparing the different kinds of houses, ma'am.
You want them to draw
or collect the pictures and paste in chart.
Collect the pictures and paste. What happens, ma'am, half of the time parents are only doing it, downloading it from the net, and then they paste it and give it off. Even if I say drawing also, they only do it. But we can plan in such a way that activity can be done in class.
Okay.
Like this type, like we can ask them to draw. Even sticking pictures, you can ask them to bring pictures, cut, bring it, don't bring scissors to school. Cut everything and bring it to school. Either if you have time, you can ask him to do it in your own class, or you can ask him to do it in the zero period or lunch period as a group activity wherein they will do it. It depends on our planning of the periods.
Okay.
So, but that option is also fine. Collecting the pictures or drawing, both are Fine. You can ask them to draw any 3 types or 4 types. Okay. You can even have picture collage. Yes. Then,
Models, making models.
yes. Models can be
Model.
only a group activity because it is expensive. Yes. Thermocol and
Using the
other
different
things.
type of
No,
materials
by
and
using the
finding out
waste
what
materials,
type
they
it
can.
belongs to.
Yeah, that's
By-
more welcome. Using waste material, you can make
Yes, yes.
a model house. Yes.
Ma'am, by using the ice cream sticks, ma'am, ice cream sticks, the clay model, they can make a model of house.
Using ice cream sticks, do you think they will collect the used ice cream sticks?
Yes, ma'am, they can do, ma'am.
Even broomsticks also they can use, ma'am. Broomsticks also for the mud house they can use it.
Kacha house they can
use
use.
for roof.
Igloo, that coconut shell.
Cotton, yeah.
Using
Cotton
clay.
and other thing, chart. Yeah, they can make a
use the gunny
model.
bags.
Yes. Yes. So
Ask the students to find out which type of house is they are living now, and ask them to write few words or few lines about that house. If they are living in individual house, write how many rooms in your home, what are the rooms we are having, for what purpose you are using that. Ask them to write a few lines about that house.
that becomes a paragraph writing. Okay, fine, agreed. Instead of asking about his house, why can't it be a survey in and around how people are living in his area, whether he is in a place wherein all of them are in a flat, or that also he can have, and then discuss that in our area we have this, that way also you can have, instead of having his own I mean details, it can be a shared view, and they can that option also can be included. I mean, they can discuss among friends that in our area we have more flats, or in our street we have individual houses, or we have houses with 1 or 2 floors. So like that also they can have a group discussion based on that. Then
Yes, ma'am. We can tell them, ma'am, make a chart who build house,
okay,
like a carpenter, engineer.
okay.
Giving the different type of materials, they have to find the types of houses.
Identification. Huh?
Identification. Yes.
Okay, what you plan to do, Shivapriya ma'am? You will keep the pictures or posters.
Yes, ma'am. As I said earlier, we have
you have that
smartphone
e-book
now.
facility. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
But it is known to him.
the
No,
picture.
no, Shiva ma'am, it is known to him. No. So where is the suspense? He is having that with him. No.
No, ma'am. It is not in that e-book. We will collect and download the pictures the before day. We will show the pictures to them.
Even you can show video related, but now it's not possible.
Yes,
now all of us don't have this. So now we can only talk about the houses. We can show chart. We can have pictures. All that could be done. Yes, you can show them and ask them to identify what it is. Identification can be done. People behind the behind building houses can be done. Then,
ma'am, we can prepare house models also, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what they said. We can prepare house models too. So, what fun activity I have chosen, I'll just share it with you. See, I have given
to make a model of rainwater harvesting.
Yes, you can make, but I don't think that is necessary for this topic, ma'am.
Actually,
that is
we
only
have,
an extra
in our
information
content,
about.
we have rainwater harvesting in conservation of water.
Oh, then they can draw a diagram of it, or see, you can give like match the pairs. One side you can give the pictures, and other side the words, and ask them to match it. If it is for class 3 level or 4 level, this you can give. Then you can ask them to draw the objects. There it will fit.
Ma'am, another activity, ma'am, that is they can draw in a chart their own house, ma'am. How they will design their own house.
Very good, ma'am. Yes. They can be an architect, future
Yes.
architect. Imagine the house you would like to live in.
Yes, ma'am. What facilities they can make it in the house? And about the
That is
garden,
too much, ma'am. That is too much for his. He can draw an imaginary house. He'll
imagine
draw
their
a house.
house.
He'll draw. I mean, mostly they'll draw scenery with the house.
Yes, ma'am.
That's how they. What else you said? One.
That is, they can imagine their own house and draw it in a chart, ma'am.
Yeah, the dream house.
Dream
That's
house,
what-
yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
The dream house.
Dream house you can call it. Then the methodology is just the same as I told.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The activities which you shown, you will be giving as a soft copy to the children, or how will you conduct these activities, ma'am?
This
In
one.
class. Yes, ma'am.
In class.
This one and the second one also. Will you display this? They have to draw, or how will you conduct this activity?
No, I'll just orally tell them. See, I'll just tell them to draw a house. They can have a bedroom, bathroom, living room, and kitchen. These things will be just given names. I won't give the picture. Okay. Only words will be given. See, how can I give a picture? Since it's a PPT, I've chosen picture. I cannot be drawing these many pictures within 10 minutes. Practically not possible. So everything I'll write, use the word lamp, shower, fridge, bed. He'll note down the words, and in his own time, he can either put it as words there or draw. It is up to him. So the activity, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what I would like to ask you is, do you suggest that we give worksheet at the end of every lesson, including objective or any other such activities or something? Is it advisable?
Worksheet, again, it's.
But the printing cost will be there.
That's why I'm giving a big pause there. Practically, it is not possible.
Not possible.
Cost, and we are talking about conservation of stationery and other
What if
things.
we give in the broadcast group, ma'am? Now we have that, no, with the children.
All parents don't open the broadcast message, ma'am. I feel
That's
chalk
true.
and board is always the better
Best.
option, best option, I would feel. You can give them some time. They can just copy down this. If you want them to put it as drawing, fine. If you want them to put it as, the words, now lamp, bed lamp, you can write. So bedroom, he will write. Like here, I won't write toilet. So, I'm sorry. So here I'll use some other word. Okay.
Okay.
We can use whatever you want. I can use fridge, I can use TV, I can use mirror, I can use a bucket. Okay. So you can use your imagination, but I prefer activities to be given in the class wherein the child will do. It might be shabby, he might not paste it neatly, but it's okay. It's only for the, what should I call it? The way it is done. Theoretically, if it is correct, you can give full. You can give, if it is for 5 marks, this internal assessment we have for 20, no. You are asking a child to draw a dream house. It might not look artistic, it might not look neat, but it is his dream house. If he has a house, a roof, all the basic things, of course you can give full. That's the way to encourage the child. You can. And if you ask to stick picture, sticking picture won't allow him to think what all a house should have. Whereas drawing picture, you can tell him it can be any way it is. It need not be neat or clean, but it is your house. You try to draw. You draw. See, nobody is perfect with everything, and all cannot be an artist. So you should encourage him. You draw. Whatever comes, not only house, anything for that matter. See, we have so many things in social science to draw. Okay. Even in science, a bird, if you ask him to draw a bird, you should say, I should see a feather, a tail, a beak, eyes. These things should be there, but the shape, I don't mind. You will develop. The basic structure for a bird, what it is necessary. So if you encourage in this way, surely the child will develop, will have an interest to draw. The basic structure only we need. And if it is there, surely you have to give full marks. That's what I do for drawing. Labeling is correct. Correct. Doesn't matter. Don't bother about the beak is too big or it is small, eyes. No, not necessary. If he knows that these are the parts of a particular thing, fine. Gradually, he will develop to fit in the size according to the body. This is what I feel. So, worksheet and all won't work, ma'am.